Something tells me I shouldn't be making this much noise. Not when I'm walking in a place called Avalanche Ridge. Oops, haven't done that. Can't check that off yet. Oops, haven't done that. Possible sauropod scapula. Take to lab for precise ID. I'm starting... I can't stop shivering. I need to get in and out of the cold, like, soon. Looks like some kind of house. Could someone be living there? Hello? Is anyone here? Doesn't sound like it. Can't check that off yet. Still need to do that. Been there, done that. This indentation looks just like the one on that plaque in the lodge where that missing Rex bone used to be. Still need to do that. The Rest of My Life by Julius McQuaid. So once I get her attention by saying her name, I can give her commands. Still need to do that. Ability to sort objects by scent. If she has an object in her mouth, she'll sniff, then drop the object near another object that has the same scent. So once I get her attention by saying her name, I can give her commands. Pinevale Hospital. Maybe I can use Isis and her incredible sense of smell to figure out who owns the notebook I found outside. Oops, all I have to do is get something from each of the people at the lodge, something that each of them has touched, then let Isis figure out which of their scents matches the scent on the notebook. Isis, stay. Down. Isis, down, go. Forward. Forward. Jump. Bark. Paw. Left. Right. I'm going to stop here. Isis. Forward. Jump. Bark. Paw. Left. Right. Go. Forward. Around. Isis, around, go. Wonder what this is. Looks like there's a phone number on it. Been there, done that. Still need to do that. Oops, haven't done that. them again. Who's this from? Meet me in the sauna in the basement. I have some interesting information for you. A sauna sounds good to me.
The office of Dr. Nikki Sabatini, professor of geology at the University of Alberta, Camrose. The sound of the beep? No, disregard all that. I'm here. Who's this?
My name is Nancy Drew. I'm staying at the Icicle Creek Lodge, and I recently came across some kind of device that had your phone number on it.
Describe the device.
Well, it has a spike on one end of it, and...
Well, I'll be darned. Where did you say you found it?
Well, actually, someone's dog was using it as a chew toy. She must have found it outside somewhere. You know what it is?
It's a geophone. Someone stole a whole crate of them from me when I was out on Skookum Ridge not too long ago.
Why were you on Skookum Ridge?
I was preparing to do a subsurface survey of the area using reflection seismology. I set up camp, stored all my equipment in a trailer, went into town for supplies, and when I came back, the trailer had been broken into, and all my geophones were gone. See, if you stick it in the ground, a geophone will detect seismic waves and turn them into electrical signals, which are then transmitted to a computer so they can be recorded and eventually interpreted. It lets geologists like me make maps of mineral deposits and such without doing any digging. I was going to be the first person to do a full geological survey of the Icicle Creek drainage and the ridges surrounding it. Got grant money and everything. The person who ripped off my equipment sure screwed that up for me. If I ever get my hands on him... Oh!
When you say seismic waves, are you talking about earthquakes?
In a way. You see, the seismic waves that geophones detect are man-made. You detonate something on the surface of the ground, and the concussion creates seismic waves which bounce off different geological features differently, depending on the impedance of the feature. The reflected waves are what the geophones detect and transmit.
So, to put the geophones to use, you need to blow things up?
Correct.
That's interesting. So, if someone were looking for valuable mineral deposits, they might use geophones to do it?
If someone had the technical expertise, yes. Although reflection seismology is more typically employed to locate deposits of hydrocarbons, like oil and gas.
What types of mineral deposits are likely to be found around the Icicle Creek drainage?
All kinds of deposits. Silver, lead, uranium, molybdenum. I love saying that word, molybdenum. I think that's why I became a geologist. Just so I'd have a reason to say molybdenum. Anyway, if you come across any more of my geophones, or anything that would indicate who stole them, please let me know.
I will.
Good.
Been there, done that. What do you know about dinosaur bones?
Precious little, I'm afraid. I know it's possible to find good specimens in Alberta, particularly in your area. But beyond that, paleontology's not really my thing. And all my paleo pals are currently off digging in the dirt on the other side of the world. So I'm afraid I can't refer you to anyone either.
Are dinosaur bones good for anything?
Other than studying? If you're a scientist, no. But because they're obviously rare, a lot of people collect them. In fact, I understand there's a pretty big black market for them.
Black market? You mean people pay money for dinosaur bones?
People pay big money for them.
Thank you for answering my questions.
one more thing. All of my geophones were hardwired to transmit at 990 kilohertz. So if you find any kind of receiver tuned to that frequency, check it out, because it could very well belong to the thief. Bye!
Yikes. Looks like Yanni has good reason to be so paranoid. Ah, something that Ollie has touched. Hello? Anybody here? These weren't here before. That birthmark below his eye looks very familiar. Hey, is someone out there? The door's... Whew, I'm getting really hot. Once I get all these pipes connected, I can turn on the cold water and cool this place off. If I can just get cold water running through these pipes, I'll be okay. If I don't get these there, I may still be locked in, but at least I won't feel like a rotisserie chicken anymore.
Nancy!
Mr. Kessler? What are you doing down here?
I came down here looking for Ollie, but then I heard all this noise and thought I'd better check it out. Door got stuck again, huh? Say, you look kinda bedraggled. Are you alright?
I'm fine, and I'll be even better after you and I have a little talk.
Yeah, that's me. When I was a kid, this place was practically my second home. My late grandmother, Tilly Wentworth, used to own it.
Was she the reason you wrote that letter I found crumpled up in your room?
About 2 years ago, just before she died, my grandmother sold this place to Albert Moeequay without telling anyone in her family. From what I've heard about Moeequay, I'm pretty sure he bullied her into selling. I think he cheated her, and he cheated us, and that it's high time somebody...
Taught him a lesson by, say, putting Icicle Creek Lodge out of business?
I had nothing to do with that explosion, Lou's window, the food poisoning, the icy stairs, none of that stuff. You ask me, it's karma. The Moeequays are just getting what's coming to them.
Since you used to spend so much time here, do you know if there's a way to get into Trapper Dan's Needle?
You know that pyramid thing on the table over there by the entrance to the dining room? If you fool around with it until nothing but pigs show on the outside, this compartment will open up and inside will be this round magnetic thing that used to be Trapper Dan's special master key. Just hold it up by the needle and a hidden door will pop open.
Oops, haven't done that.
There wasn't? Oh. Well, I'm afraid you're out of luck.
There's no other way to get into Trapper Dan's Needle?
You know, Grandma Tilly once told me that if you turn the top of the pyramid 45 degrees, then fill all the boxes on the outside with one kind of animal, then another kind of animal, until you do that for all 4 animals, she said if you do that, you'd find a journal in there written by Trapper Dan himself.
Do you think it's still there?
I guess. I know I didn't take it out of there.
I'd better get going.
Okie dokie.
Check.
How can I help you?
Thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
Come back anytime.
What you need?
I'd better get back upstairs.
By the way, you dumped the laundry bag before all the rooms were cleaned, so I put it back up at the front desk.
I think I'll keep one of these washcloths. Oops, haven't done that. Been there, done that. Daniel Weissnitz, better known as Trapper Dan, I'll bet. Been there, done that. The first thing you need to do is crack my cipher below, or just follow the moose, wolf, raccoon, and Mary. Looks like the rest is in some kind of code. Can't find Mary? Well, try pulling on that rope above the vaults. You'll just have to keep it taut. Mary always helped me with that. Mary must have been referring to his pet pig. That's finished. Oops, haven't done that. Oops, haven't done that.
I'm still trying to reanalyze that survey data, if that's what you're calling about.
Actually, it's not.
Oh, well, what do you need?
I guess maybe I could use a hint.
That's what I'm here for.
A lot of Trapper Dan's journal is written in a code that consists of 2 lines of jumbled up letters. Any idea how to decipher it?
Sounds to me like a railroad code. You read it top to bottom and left to right. In other words, go from the first letter in the top line to the first letter in the bottom line, to the second letter in the top line, to the second letter in the bottom line, and so on. Keep going like that and see what gets spelled out.
Excellent.
Helpful is my middle name. Bye.
Hello?
Hi, Chantal. I finished that survey and faxed it to Tino.
I know. I was a little disappointed to hear that it had failed to pinpoint the culprit, but Tino said he's still analyzing the data, whatever that means. Anyway, what else is going on?
Did you know that Ollie is building a trap to catch the wolf that's been hanging around?
No, but he told me he'd been having trouble shooting it, so good for him. Whatever it takes to get rid of it.
But why does he need to get rid of it? It's not hurting anything.
It's freaking out my guests, which means it's hurting my bottom line, especially on top of everything else that's been happening.
But why not, say, call a wolf sanctuary and have them come and take the wolf away? That would certainly be more humane.
Look, Ollie's had a lot of experience with varmints or whatever he calls them, so I have to assume that he knows best. In fact, I think he used to hunt wolves for food. Or was that bears? Ugh, lions, tigers, bears, wolves, they're all a huge insurance risk for someone in my business. So I don't care how Ollie does it. I just want that wolf gone. ASAP.
Do you have any idea what would make Bill Kessler think that your father cheated Tilly Wentworth when he bought Icicle Creek Lodge from her?
What does Bill Kessler know about it?
Apparently she was his grandmother.
Okay, here's what happened. Apparently, Tilly Wentworth got addicted to the shop-at-home channel and couldn't stop buying things. And pretty soon she was in debt up to her eyeballs. So finally, totally desperate, she went to my father and offered to sell the lodge to him for just enough money to pay off her creditors. But there was one stipulation, that my father never tell her family the real reason she was selling.
Why not?
She was embarrassed. She didn't want her children and grandchildren to discover that she'd squandered their inheritance. So my father bought the lodge from her, and as it turns out, she passed away soon afterwards. My father kept his word and never said anything to her family, even when they started saying that he'd somehow forced her to sell the lodge to him at a ridiculously low price.
Wow, Bill Kessler has no idea.
Well, unfortunately, it's gotta stay that way, so don't tell him. It's what his grandmother wanted.
You'll hear from me again later.
I have to get going too. Bye!
Hello?
Me again.
So, how's it going?
What I can't figure out is who left those old photos of Bill Kessler for me in the sauna.
Someone left pictures for you in the sauna?
Yeah, they proved that Bill Kessler lied when he said this was his first visit to Icicle Creek Lodge. Turns out his grandmother used to own the place.
So someone wanted you to know that Kessler was lying?
Actually, right after I found the pictures, the door closed behind me and I couldn't get out. If I hadn't managed to fill the pipes with cold water instead of hot, and if Bill Kessler hadn't finally opened the door, we wouldn't be having this conversation, or any other for that matter.
Someone left incriminating pictures of Kessler for you, then tried to lock you in the sauna?
I don't think so.
You don't?
I think the door closed behind me and got stuck by accident.
Well, be that as it may, one thing is for darn sure. No more saunas for you.
Bill Kessler is convinced that Chantal's father cheated his grandmother when she sold him the lodge. But Bill denies that he's been sabotaging the lodge to get back at him.
As a construction guy, it's a sure bet he knows about explosives, though, right?
Right, which is why I'm not sure I believe him.
Words are cheap, Nancy. You're smart not to let your guard down. Sounds to me like he's still a suspect.
Gotta go. I'll call you again.
You can call me anytime. Got that?
Got it. Bye. Oops, haven't done that. No need to go in there till it's time to cook. Order up. Order up. Order up. Order up. The notebook's not Ollie's. Looks like it's not Yanni's. Negative for Bill Kessler. The scents match, which means those notes belong to Lou Talbot. Can't check that off yet. Been there, done that. Oops, haven't done that. I feel warmer already. Lou Talbot, charged with trespassing, vandalism, and theft, found digging on private property, creating a piece of architecture inspired by maverick artist Poppy Dada, of keeping the dinosaur bones dug up in the process. Dinosaur bones?
Huh? Oh, hi.
People who sleep during the day usually have a hard time sleeping at night, you know.
I can sleep anytime, anywhere. That's what happens when you got a clear conscience.
Since Mr. Talbot isn't here, could I play a game of fox and geese with you?
You bet. Have a seat. Here are the rules. The white pieces are the geese. The black piece is the fox. The goal of the geese is to corner the fox so he can't move, while the goal of the fox is to gobble up geese so that they can't corner him. The geese can only move forward along a line to the next point, either directly forwards, diagonally, or sideways. Same thing for the fox, except when he's next to a goose that has an empty spot directly behind it. He can jump over it.
Gobble it up.
Right. Gobble it up and remove it from the board. You just take turns and play until somebody wins and somebody loses. I'll be the fox. Ready?
Actually, I changed my mind. I don't want to play right now.
Okay. So what can I do for you?
Well, sorry to bother you.
You want to talk? You know where to find me. Huh? Oh. Now what?
How about another game of fox and geese?
Now you're talking. Have a seat. Ready?
Actually, I changed my mind. I don't want to play right now.
Okay. So what can I do for you?
I've kept you awake long enough.
Anytime you want to talk, just wake me up.
How can I help you?
Thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
It has been a pleasure.
What you need?
That's all the questions I had.
By the way, you dumped the laundry bag before all the rooms were cleaned, so I put it back up at the front desk.
What's up?
Do you think I could have the Rex bone that you took from that plaque by the display case?
Dude, what makes you think I took some bone from some plaque?
Because it's probably a dinosaur bone, and I read about that incident in Montana, the one where you were caught digging up dinosaur bones.
I wasn't digging up dinosaur bones. I was creating art.
I don't think so. Of course, I could always call the police and see what they think.
All right, here's the deal. There's a lot of people out there who collect stuff like fossils and dinosaur bones, okay? They pay big bucks for them. And it just so happens paleontology's kind of my thing, so yeah, I collect bones and I sell them.
And because you want to find more bones like the one from that plaque, you've been using explosives rather than a shovel around here to dig them up.
Negative. I'm not the one who's been making things go boom out there. I mean, I may have found a couple of good specimens in a couple of craters, but I didn't make the craters, and I don't know who did. There. That's the key to the closet in my room. You want the bone from that plaque? Go ahead and take it. Okay, dude, excitement's over. Whose move?
Been there, done that. Look at all these bones. Lou's been a busy guy. Here's the one I'm looking for, the Rex bone that's missing. Been there, done that. Oops, haven't done that. Been there, done that. Something tells me this radio belongs to Yanni. And if so, why is he hiding it? Oops, haven't done that.